The battle at the Pocono Cup Series race was intense. As Ryan Preece confronted Corey LaJoie, emotions were running high, and things became really heated. What prompted this explosive clash? What led Preece to take matters into his own hands? Join us on NASCAR Zone for the post-race showdown. But before we dive into that, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. If you're into fireworks and intense racing action, you wouldn't want to miss what went down at Pocono during the Cup Series race. It was a real showdown between Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin, but that's not all. Ryan Preece and Corey LaJoie had their own drama to add to the mix after the highpoint.com 400 on Sunday. You see, towards the end of the race, things got pretty heated when LaJoie bumped into Preece, causing the race to end under caution. Can you imagine the tension building up? Well, after the checkered flag waved and Hamlin celebrated his win, Preece wasted no time and marched straight to LaJoie's car. Now let me tell you, Preece didn't hold back one bit. He unleashed a fiery tirade loaded with colorful language. It was a sight to see, and guess what? He might have even taken a swing or two at LaJoie while he was still sitting in the driver's seat. If you missed this intense confrontation, we had our backs. They posted the whole thing on social media for the world to witness. Talk about drama at its finest. Now let's be fair. These races are no cakewalk. They're ultra competitive and emotions can run sky high. And it's crystal clear that Preece had reached his boiling point during Sunday's race. Sadly, both drivers didn't have the day they wished for on the track. Preece had to settle with a DNF, did not finish, while LaJoie managed to finish the race in the 27th position. Pocono was the place to be for some serious drama. As the race neared its end, tensions flared up when Hamlin gave Larson a bit of a nudge, pushing him up the track in a turn. In the midst of intense racing action, Hamlin managed to clinch his 7th career victory at Pocono Raceway. But it wasn't without controversy. His on-track encounter with Larson, who ended up finishing 21st, sent sparks flying and tempers soaring. The two Cup Series stalwarts were locked in a fierce battle for the lead during the final stage. As they raced side by side, their cars made contact, and Hamlin's number 11 car gave Larson's number 5 car a nudge, pushing it into the wall. Initially, it seemed like Larson might have escaped serious damage, but unfortunately, his pace suffered, and he fell down the leaderboard like a stone. Meanwhile, Hamlin kept his cool and drove his way to his 2nd win of the season, adding to his impressive racing resume. But wait, the drama didn't end there. When Hamlin crossed the finish line, he was met with a chorus of boos from the passionate spectators in the grandstand. Did that faze him? Not at all. He embraced the reaction, showing off 7 fingers, a symbol of his 7 victories at the Tricky Triangle. It wasn't just Larson who had an issue with Hamlin's driving style. Alex Bauman from Hendrick Motorsports also believed that Hamlin had intentionally caused him to wreck during the race. However, upon reviewing the replay, it seemed like Hamlin managed to avoid making contact with Bauman's number 48 car before it spun out of control. What are your thoughts on the whole incident? Let us know in the comments section below. And be sure to hit the bell button and subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates. But did Hamlin apologize or back down? Nope, he didn't hold back at all. Instead, he boldly argued that Larson and Bowman were responsible for their own misfortunes, adding even more fuel to the fire.
I'm not here to defend anything. I put both of those guys, the 48 and the 5, in an arrow situation. Didn't touch either one. How can you wreck someone you don't touch? They make a decision to either let off the gas and race side by side, or hit the gas and hit the wall. I mean, I put them to those decisions. I didn't overshoot the corner. I was behind them. I tried to get position on them. Knew it was going to be tight off of 2, but always made sure I left a lane or more than a lane.
What's really intriguing is that this wasn't the first time Hamlin pulled off such a move. Last year, at the same track, he had a similar run-in with Ross Chastain, where he veered into the number 1 car, sending it smashing into the inside wall. And guess what? Hamlin openly took credit for that one. implying it was a response to Chastain's aggressive racing against him. For Larson, this wasn't just an isolated incident. He pointed out that there have been other instances where Hamlin seemed to target him on the track. Despite their friendship, Larson couldn't help but voice his displeasure.
It is what it is. Like, yeah, we're friends. Yes, this makes things shitty and awkward, but whatever. He's always right. All the buddies know Denny's always right. So I'm sure he was in the right there as well. But it is what it is. I'm not going to let it tarnish a friendship on track. But I am pissed. So and I feel like I should be pissed. But I'm sure tune into Action is detrimental. He'll have a long clip about it. I think at this point I have to, right? Like I said, I've never had to apologize to him about anything I've done on the racetrack. I can count 4 or 5 times where he's had to reach out to me to be like, oh man, sorry, I put you in a bad spot there or whatever. And so eventually, like he says, you got to start racing people a certain way to get the respect back. So, he pulled the same move on Ross last year, which Ross probably deserved it, right? With all the stuff that he's done to Denny in his career. Again, I haven't done that to Denny, so I don't think I deserve to be, run into before I ever got to the wall.
But despite the boos raining down from the grandstands, Hamlin was unfazed. He had plenty to celebrate, capturing his 50th career victory, and boy, did he make the most of it. With the taste of Coca-Cola and the joy of victory, he danced the night away under the beautiful Pocono sky. It seems Martin Truex Jr. had quite the view of the Hamlin versus Larson showdown at Pocono. As they lined up for the restart, Truex found himself right in the thick of it, starting on the inside lane next to Larson's number 5 car, with Tyler Reddick's number 45 right behind him and his own 2311 Racing Boss beside him. As the green flag waved and they passed the start-finish line, Hamlin, driving the number 11 car, gave Larson a mighty push, propelling both of them forward and clearing Truex on the straightaway. But then, right before turn 1, Hamlin made his move, dropping down to the inside of Larson and setting himself up for that controversial maneuver. Truex witnessed it all unfold right before his eyes. In a candid chat with SiriusXM NASCAR radio reporter Claire B. Lang, Truex spilled the beans on what went down during the end of the race.
When I was running third, I picked the outside behind the 5, and it got me to second. I felt like if I just did that again, I was just going to run second to him. So I picked the front row, and I didn't get the push I needed, and I fell back again and had to, fight my way back. So just, I don't know, for whatever reason, we couldn't get the push we needed on the front row, but we pushed a lot of guys today forward, and whoever was the leader, if they were in front of me, they were going to keep the lead. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure exactly what that was all about, but I feel like I picked the right lanes, and I did exactly what Denny did, other than running through, pushing the 5 car too deep in the corner and then running him in the fence off of 2. So. He kind of took it that extra little bit, I guess, to make it a little bit dirty, and I didn't. So maybe that's the difference why he won and I didn't.
But let's not forget about the other contenders in the race. Tyler Reddick secured the 2nd spot. Kevin Harvick and Ty Gibbs rounded out the top 5, putting up a great fight in the midst of all the chaos. Austin Dillon and his former teammate Tyler Reddick were involved in a wreck that had Dillon's Ford slamming into the wall, causing serious damage to the passenger side. Frustration got the best of Dillon as he walked off the track, and he decided to chuck his helmet at Reddick's car in the heat of the moment. When asked about the incident, Dillon didn't hold back and admitted,
I was just trying to hit him. I'm pissed I didn't lead it. You're going probably 65. If I would have started at the front of the car, I might have got him in the door.
Meanwhile, Joey Logano had a rough race himself. After winning the first stage, things took a turn for the worse as he ended up hitting the wall and blowing 4 tires, resulting in a disappointing 35th place finish. To add to his frustration, Logano criticized NASCAR for the bumpy ride to the pits in his Ford.
It's rough. Your head's bouncing around in there. It's stupid. It's just really dumb. Yeah, we can't just put 4 tires on a truck. I don't know. I saw a whole bunch of them earlier today. I did some for Verizon, and I saw at least 25 trucks. If we can put 4 tires on one of them with a jack and an impact that can just change the tires and let us come back instead of dragging the car 2 miles around the racetrack, it's just stupid. Like, it's not fun for anybody. The poor guy driving the tow truck, the poor driver getting his head knocked around for 2 miles, and the poor team that's got to fix the underbodies of these things after it's going to drag around. It's dumb. And so, I don't know. It is what it is.
Now the focus shifts to the next race in Richmond, and that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.